Hello, everyone. Welcome. Today is July 1st, 2024. I am Sally Lucifer, and something is going on with my mic. Oh. Let's see. Hey. Are you guys hearing me okay? Okay, I seem to be getting some back. Let's see. Okay. Well, anyway, I am Sally Lucifer, and I'm getting some back. So, let's see what's going on. Let's see here. Okay. You all don't hear any like double talking or anything? Okay. It's going to drive me crazy. Anyway, welcome to Jamie, Frankie, and Minnesota. You guys hear that double talking? Okay. Let's see. Sounds like. All right. Entitlement. People who cut lie. What do you do? It doesn't matter who it is. All right. So, hold on a second. All right. So, what I want to know is when people try to lie, what do you do? I mean, you cut them off. You let go. You decide, say whatever, or do you call them out? For me, I'll tell them the line starts here or whatever. There are certain people that I'll through it. It all depends on the situation. But I don't let people or allow people to cut. So I don't know what you guys do, but that's something that I just don't hear. Oh, young, whatever. You cannot ask, then no. So you guys think I'm wrong, right? Or what do you? Hold on for a second, guys, because this is driving me crazy. Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay. Can you all still hear me okay? Can you guys still hear me okay? Yes, no? Okay. All right. There's something I had to turn off. I apologize. Okay. So, so what do you guys do? I mean, doesn't matter who it is. Doesn't matter if it's a little old lady, a little old man, and I'm not talking about where they ask you, excuse me, do you mind if I go first in front of you? I'm talking about they just cut. People cut in all places. They cut when you're at the market. They cut if you're, at Disneyland. They cut if you're, if you're an amusement park. If you're standing in line for ice cream, whatever. Some people, feel that they have the right to cut in front of you. There are people who may say, and I have seen this happen. When I'm at the market, and I have seen people go up to people and say, I only have, this many things, and you have this many. I should go in front of you, or you should let me go first, instead of saying, hey, I only have two things. Do you mind if I go in front of you? Blah, blah, blah. So there's a difference between asking someone and telling someone. So that's when I come back and I say, does it matter who does it? I understand that people are in a hurry. I understand that people want to, get their, stuff done, and that's it. But at the same time, have we just become a society where, and we talked about this once before, where people, they just don't care. They just don't care. If you are, uh, you know, what do I want to say? They just don't care if you can. They just have that entitlement. They have that entitlement, and they're going to do whatever they want to do. So, is it right? Is it wrong? You know what? Does it matter? Does it? I mean, are people entitled to just do whatever they want to, where they just don't ask? I don't mind, letting people go in front of me who, if they only have a few things, and just like, when someone's trying to come out of the gas station or something, and you let them, you wave to them and tell them that they can go in front of you, and they just go. They don't raise their hand and say thank you or anything. They just go. So those line jumpers, as I will call them, those line jumpers, I mean, do you just go ahead and just allow them to do it, or do you say sometimes, because I have done this before, I have said, uh you're welcome, and they turn around, they look, oh, thank you, and then they just kind of give me this look. It's like, if you're going to allow people to uh if someone's going to allow you to go ahead of you, at least have the courtesy and the graciousness to say thank you. So has entitlement come uh with the rule that I'm entitled. I'm just going to do it. And how dare you ask me to say thank you? How dare you expect a thank you? Yes, no. Because I personally think that it has. And once again, I came up with this topic because I'm a people watcher, and I just watch people different places that I go. And one thing that I noticed in 3 separate places that I was on one particular day, where people were just cutting in line. They were just cutting. Hey, power girl. They were just they were just cutting. Like, okay. And some of it was just bold and just bodacious. They were just out there, just doing it. I saw people from all ages, from young kids to to old people, and I mean old people doing it. And all of them seem to have this sense of entitlement. I mean, when you remember when you were in school and you had to line up, and you always had, kids that, they would try to, push and get in front of you. And the teacher would have to come out and tell everybody, stand in line, stop making noise, whatever. Do those same people who tried to do it in school, is it just something that kids do, or do they carry that through life? They were cutting in line in second grade, and and they're in 12th grade, they're still doing it. When they're 30, they're still doing it. Is this something that you have to learn how to do? You have to learn how to stand in line? Do you have to learn how to wait your turn? Is that something that you need to do? Learn to wait your turn. And as silly uh, um, uh, as it sounds, do you? I mean, should we have to take a class in waiting your turn? Should we have to do that? Is it that people just don't have patience anymore? But again, is it patience or is it entitlement? Because if you're impatient, I would hope you would say, excuse me, I'm in a hurry. Do you mind if I go first? Or excuse me, whatever. Or is it just, I'm in a hurry, I'm going first? I'm in a hurry, I'm going to cut you off in traffic because I have to get down the street before you. And they cut in front of you in traffic. They only get one car length ahead of you. They're still stopped at the stoplight. They haven't gone anywhere except one car length in front of you. Or sometimes, when you see people who are trying to cut in front of you, sometimes you just say, you know what, go ahead and go. Because you don't know how people are with road rage now. Road rage has really become deadly. It's gone from giving you the finger to calling you a name, rolling down their window to call you a name, to actually, pulling out weapons and shooting, or actually stopping you. And forcing a confrontation. Is this entitlement? Hey, crazy lady. Is this entitlement? Or is it that people are just impatient? Is there a difference between entitlement and impatience when people want to go first? Like I said, I watched 3 separate occasions on the same day where it was not a case of may I please, it was, I'm going to, you should let me. I should. It's some, and it just gets to the point where that one incident can ruin your entire day. That one incident that someone does to you, if they do it to you, you did it, they did it to you in the second store that you went into, but you have 3 more places to go. That could ruin your mood for the next three places where you end up being rude to other people. I'm not saying that you're going to cut in line of them in front of them or anything, but sometimes when people are rude to you in a particular way, it kind of messes with you. And sometimes it carries, sometimes you're able to shake it off and say whatever. But depending upon what people do, it can carry with you throughout the rest of your day. So that's why I say those kids in second grade that were, trying to cut in front of you when teacher told you to line up. Did they do it when they got into junior high? Were those same kids doing it in high school? Are they the ones that cut in front of you in traffic? Do we need to have lessons in patience? Do we need to have lessons in waiting your turn? Do we need to have lessons in courtesy? Because courtesy has gone out the window. Courtesy has it's just gone. And again, it sounds silly, but unfortunately, that's what it is. Unfortunately, we're in this, what I want to say, we live in a society of entitlement, where people think that they can do whatever they want without asking. And there's no may I, could I please. Remember that I don't know if you guys remember this, but that children's game we used to play, Mother May I. There's no may I anymore. It's just get out of my way because I'm coming through. So let's see, crazy lady. Let me catch you again. There we go. Hey, crazy lady.
Hello. I would have to agree. Etiquette is dead. We need to put etiquette, like that should be a class for these young, etiquette, manners, how one acts civilized.
But do you think it's a generational thing, or do you just think that it's a society thing? Crazy lady?
Both.
Okay.
It's both.
So would you say that people generations ahead grew up I don't how I want to say this, that certain generations grew up with manners and others didn't? I mean, is it the fault of parents? I mean, is it the fault of schools? I mean, is it the fault of, I remember that my son's kindergarten teacher, those kids could not leave when they got up, they had to push their chairs in.
Yeah.
And which my son still does today. He pushes his chair in, and that's something that we learned, that when we got up from the dinner table, welcome, Sam. See, when we got up from the dinner table, we had to get up, we had to push our chairs in. But you see a lot of people who just
How
get
many
up.
people actually even eat at dinner table anymore?
Well, true,
Seriously.
true, true. But okay, let me ask you this. For me, this is just me. When I'm at a restaurant, if I'm not in a booth, if I get up from the table, I push my chair in. Now, some people do,
Yeah.
some people don't. So and again, this goes beyond pushing in chairs and stuff. I'm just saying the fact that common courtesy, manners. Are you that person who takes the cart back to the cart corral thing, or you take it back to the store? Do you just leave it in the parking spot so the next person that comes in, they're trying to park and there's a shopping cart there? So you know is it just like you said, do we need to have lessons in manners, and should manners be when you're a child, but then you have to have another another course, or what do you call it, a brush up or whatever when you're
Etiquette class.
yes, an etiquette class, whatever. But you have one when you're in grade school, you have one in high school. If you're in college, you have one in college. If you have, I mean, that and Blunt says, I always take my card back too. And Blunt says, Blunt says, I'm good on on etiquette. Blunt, you know, everybody isn't though. So, and I think
Then
you,
they need lessons. They need to be taken aside and say, hey, check it out. One must act civilized, or you cannot, be in this, in society. End of story.
okay, but what if you have that person? Okay, so what if Blunt and I are somewhere and I just leave my cart in the thing, and she says, "Well, dang, Sally, you at least take your cart back." And I say, "Well, Blunt, that's what they're there for. They're getting paid to come and get the carts from the parking lot. Am I right?"
No, and I'll tell you, I'll be like, okay, if you did that to me, I would like, meanwhile, I would take your car and I would return it. So meanwhile, you're still waiting, okay? And then I'll just, and I'll say, well, it's called being, human. My random act of kindness for the day. Call it whatever you will. But
Okay,
one must be civilized. Once you're unable to be civil, check it out. Then you really can't participate in society. In the world. And if everybody follows the rule, and just be civil and not idiots, then we'd all everything would work out.
okay. I'm gonna play devil's advocate here, and crazy lady, sometimes I can stretch. so
I
I'm
know.
okay. So I am going to stretch here. Okay. Blunt and I, yes, Blunt, you and I are we're out for the day, and I left my cart, and Blunt says, Solid, take the cart back, whatever, and I we may get into it, maybe I'll just fine, I take the cart back, whatever. So we go to Walmart, Target, some place that has self service. Now,
Right.
self services has been an issue with a lot of stores lately, mainly Walmart. So could I say, well, it's their job to should we get rid of self serve because or self checkout because it's your job, it's the cashier's job to check me out. Is there a difference from me saying that and you telling me to take my cart back? Again, I'm stretching here. I'm just trying to, you know,
Well, okay. Yeah, it's different because uh, it's their job to go click cars, but what you're just gonna leave it in space there? What if someone handicapped or someone old or you never know needed that parking spot? You're just gonna that's like leaving your trash. That's like walking along eating something and then when you're done you're just going there's no garbage. It's not my problem. It's not my problem. It's your problem. You know what? Is it really? I mean, is it being kind, or is it,
But is it okay? But at the same time, though, what do you do? And at what point did we fall off the ledge? At what point we'll just cut in line in front of someone that we just don't care that we will not take that cart back or we'll throw something on the ground? Um,
Whoops,
you know, uh, at what point? Where did we go wrong? What happened?
I don't know. I don't know. I really, I ask myself that, and then it's just like, yeah, I don't know.
So, what is the worst thing that you've ever seen in terms of entitlement? When I say entitlement, I just mean that people just think that they have the right to just infringe on your space or do something that just what's the worst that you've ever seen that you can remember?
Well, that lady asking to have her entire campsite moved because she saw a mouse on her table eating from an open bag of chips that they left overnight sitting out. And
Okay.
how dare and how she's gonna put this on, uh whatever review, that, we're just, yeah, allow mice roam free. That one was kind of, I was like, are you serious? Do you hear the words coming out of your mouth?
Okay. All right. All right. I think the worst I have seen, and it was actually kind of funny. I was stuck in Chicago this is about 10 years ago. It was right after the new year, and it was just snowing. I mean, it was snowing really, really bad, really, really bad. And all the flights had pretty much been grounded. Everything coming from the east was grounded. Anything that was coming from the west was coming through, but from the east it wasn't. Hey, Damien, welcome back. It's been a minute. And I was on Southwest, and as you know, Southwest is you sit wherever you want. And I had been sitting literally in the same spot. I had not moved, and I was sitting in the same spot right by. I was like that first row um, by the counter people who check people in, the airport people, whatever, the gate people. And I had been sitting in that seat for like 5 hours, 4 or 5 hours, listening to them say, "I'm sorry, your flight's been canceled again. Sorry, whatever." It is just so crowded in the airport. I'm starving. I'm by myself. If I get up, I got to take all my stuff with me. I'll lose my seat, whatever. People were sitting on the floor. So I'm watching this one woman come up, and the counter was just mobbed. It was just mobbed, and people were complaining, and they're fussing at the people, and the people are like, "Well, I'm sorry, we can't control the weather." Blah 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 blah. I'm just sitting there, and this woman, she just keeps pushing her way through, and people are like, "Lady, can you wait your turn?" And she's like, "Well, I have to get on the plane." Everybody's like, "Nobody's going anywhere." She says, "Well, I have to get on this plane." So she finally gets up to the front and she's like, "I need to get on this plane and I need to go." And they're like, "No one's going anywhere. No planes are taking off." And the woman was like, "I have to get on this plane." And then she said, "I'm in what do you call it? You know how Southwest has you board either in the A, B, or C. A I'm sorry, I can't do that. Whatever." And so she's pissed off, whatever. So she goes off somewhere. So she ends up, she was on my flight, and we finally are able to board like 7 hours later. We're finally able to board. Yes, I sat in that same seat for that long. We're finally able to board. And I was in group A, and I was in the 1 through 15 group. So I was able to get on the plane like first. And I was sitting like in the fourth row, and I always sit on the aisle. I always sit on the aisle. So this lady finally gets on, and 2 rows ahead of me, there was this older guy. He looked like he was like in his 80s. and he was on the aisle. There was a seat in the middle, and there was somebody was sitting by the window. Now they let all the elderly people board first, so he was like in the second row. I was in the fourth row. This woman gets on the plane, and she looks at the seat, and there was the middle seat by me was open, and then there was a little boy sitting um uh by the window. And she looks, and she looks at me, and then she looks at the old guy. She looks at me, she looks at the old guy, and she tells the older guy, "You're going to have to get up and move over to the middle seat. I have to sit on the aisle." And I was looking at her like, "You have got to be kidding me. You have got to be kidding me." So the old guy said,
She knew. She knew. What she did right then when she stopped and looked at you and looked at the old guy, she was assessing. Who's gonna look at who is going to call my bluff?
"Yep, yep." So
And she looked at you and said, "Yeah, nah, that chick. She's gonna tell me, what I could do and how to do it."
yep, yep. So the older
Old
guy,
guy, shivery. Yeah,
no, it wasn't even that. I mean, the guy looked like feeble, everything, and he could barely get up, and and the person behind her who was in line behind her waiting to get down the aisle.
mhm.
He said, "Lady," and she said, "Oh, be quiet." And then she looks at the guy again. She says, "You're going to have to move over." Not, "Sir, can you move over?" or whatever. The guy, he gets up, and she starts to barge through whatever. And
And I hope he had to go to the bathroom
no,
and make her get up the entire flight.
crazy lady,
Mm.
he put his arm and blocked her and said, "Ma'am, I'll be more than happy to get up and give you the middle seat. But he says, but young lady, you need to learn how to talk to people. If you want to sit in the middle seat, you can, but I'm not moving over." He
Yes.
said, "I would have if you had asked me nicely, but these young people today," and she must have been probably about 50, "these young people today do not know how to ask." And he sat back down. And then the man behind her, she looked, and she just kind of huffed, and then she moved. The line was moving slow because people putting their bags up and everything. So the guy that was behind her said, "Sir, I'll sit in the middle seat. Do you mind?" He's like, "Oh, no, no." He got up. He let the other guy sit in the middle seat. She comes to me, and I just looked at her like, "Don't even ask me to even move. I don't even want you sitting next to me. Don't say, just don't say anything to me." And she kept right on going. So that's the worst that I had ever seen. But people are that just sense of entitlement. Like, who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? If you did not want to be in the C group, then you should have checked in earlier. When you have to go online and you check in, whatever, you should have checked in earlier. You would have been, I don't know. I don't know, crazy lady. Let's see. Watershed and the hoses. People will disconnect the water at the comfort station and run a hose to their RV.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm telling you, these guys, they'll come and they'll unhook the comfort stations where you like after you use the porta potty, you have a place to wash your hands, and they have a spigot on the side, so like in case you want to have a bucket or whatever, uh, it's drinkable water. It's for everybody in campground. Watershed, you have these to fill up their kiddie pools and some more. Yeah, kiddie pools. There'll be even really bold ones, that will hook up the hose, disconnect everything, hook up their hose, run it right to their RV, screw it inside their RV, and expect it to stay like that the entire time. It's the entitled kids. Yeah, yeah. Oh my God, I'm not allowed to carry scissors anymore.
but is this a hose that other people are supposed to be able to use?
And I don't run. Yes, so. Yeah. Now the comfort station has no water, but these people in the RV, they have one running water.
But if they keep the hose connected, then that means that they'll continuously have running water, right?
Yes, yes. I want to get pissed off like country. I'm not allowed to carry scissors on my watering watershed anymore because I cut several hoses, dude. There's this one that had the hose. There was no water at the conversation. I was walking Jake. It was really, really hot, and I followed the hose, and it was they not only they had three hoses attached together to their spot. And I kid you not, three. I counted them, dude. Every hose length, I got just a little bit matter. And they had a big pool. I was like, hey, and they're like, oh, dog, blah blah blah. I said, yeah, he's cool, isn't he? And then I picked up Jake and I dumped him right in the middle of their pool, and he was dirty. He had already rolled in dust and everything. I said, yeah. I said, you know what? I said, I have to water my dog here and hose him down. I said because you guys have all the water.
I mean, and again, I just ask,
And I cut their hoses.
why do people feel that they can just do things like that? Why do people feel that they're the only people who need to use the hose and need to use, whatever? Screw everybody else. I'm just going to take it and screw you.
I know that's what I asked him. I said, what makes you better than anybody else out here? I said, yeah, it's today. One guy goes, well, it's hot out here. I get, bro. You're camping, fool. Yeah. Yeah, it's hot out here. Look, all these people, man. I'm sure they're.
You chose to camp in the desert. You made the call to camp in the desert, regardless of anything else. You came here.
Yeah, you came here.
You know what? But those are people to me who hey B, I'm sorry, I'm so busy listening to Crazy Lady, I didn't see you come in. Those are people who, to me, in the end, they will get theirs. There's going to be one time when they're going to need something, when they're really going to need something, and they're going to have another entitled person or somebody else who's just going to say, you know what, no, or you can't have it, whatever, and it's going to be something that they really, really need, and they're going to be screwed. So he says I'm a ninja. So I don't know. So crazy. Let me ask you this: if somebody cuts in front of you in line, they intentionally do it. They're rude. Do you ever let it go? And if you do, does it matter? Does it depend on who it is? Like older person, younger person, pregnant lady, whatever. I don't know. Does it matter if you let it go?
Sometimes I let people cut in line. Like if they only have like a couple of items.
No. I'm not saying you're letting them. I'm saying they just do it.
If you just do it, no. Whoa. Time out. No. What, you didn't leave? Yeah, you didn't leave in time, whatever? No.
Okay,
You're on your own.
because for me, I don't care how old you are, how young you are, if you're pregnant, if you're, if you're on crutches, whatever. If you're being rude, I will call you out, and you're not getting in front of me.
Yep. Rudeness, being uncivilized. Back at the line.
Yeah. Kicked out.
Don't pass go.
So if someone,
and I made my kids follow those kind of rules too,
But everybody doesn't teach their kids that. I mean, you can see that with the little spoiled brats
running
around.
Area at a cash register. Ask them, are you guys in line?
Yeah.
Be respectful. Be mindful of your conditions. Your surroundings.
You'll get a lot further in life. You'll get a lot further in life in the end.
Okay,
doing it that way.
Let me ask this.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about the desert for a moment.
Okay, the desert.
Okay, so you're driving, and this one particular car who has been on the same road with you for some time, and this person's cutting people off in traffic, they're flipping people off and all this other stuff, and then all of a sudden, say you all are driving to Vegas. For those who don't know, there's a stretch where you have to go through the desert. Okay, so you see this car, they're pulled over on the side of the road, no gas stations for miles. I mean, you're in the desert. And these are the same people who've been flipping people off and cutting people off, whatever. Do you stop to help, or do you just keep going?
No, I stop and help them because someone help. It's desert, and you just can't leave people stranded, no matter how dumb they are. But yeah, I saw. But the whole time I'm helping them, I'm going, did we learn? Maybe this wouldn't have to be, being dicks. Those guys pastors, doing whatever.
Uh, crazy lady, I am going to say you are a better person than me. You are a better and Minnesota says,
Well,
not me. I'm sorry. I believe in karma. And it's like you're going to do all of this, and all of a sudden you're in a situation where you're not just stranded on the side of the freeway or expressway or whatever you had the highway, whatever you call it, whatever, where cars are constantly going by and you can just walk off the ramp and there's a gas station right there. You're in the freaking
I'm gonna help. Yeah, I'm
so
gonna help because you know what?
mm,
Because I'm not doing it because of what it's going to get me. I'm doing it because I would want it done.
Yeah. You because that whole thing.
Because
If I don't, there's gonna be that one time that I'm.
pride wolf.
Yep.
right, but okay, but that one time that you need help, it's going to be different because you weren't that person who was flipping people off. You weren't that person who was cutting people in line. So
Sometimes
yes, someone will stop and help you, but
Yeah.
I don't know, crazy lady, you are a better
There's
person than me.
there's this lesson then
the
when
lesson
that
you're learning.
yeah there's a lesson that
It's a hard lesson. I don't ever learn anything the first time. Just
But do you think that those people, okay, let's say that you stop and you help them. Do you think
right.
when they get into their car, they're not going to go back and do the same thing, or a week later they're going to be back to their old ways?
they might, but that doesn't change who I am.
Yeah.
I can only
Yeah, that's good answer. Good answer. Yeah, that then that's I'm not responsible for their actions. That's on
I'm
them.
responsible to be a good person.
Yeah.
It's my responsibility to do unto others the way I want to be.
Yep.
Period. They can't. Their response can't affect the way I do me.
Yep.
And
Yeah, we just can't.
Integrity
It's integrity. Thank you. That's what I was looking for. My own personal integrity, my own personal standards. Because I'm telling you, Karma,
that bitch.
we're close friends. Okay, she reaches out and taps me quick, like when I misbehave.
Karma gets you. Yeah.
She does.
And
She kicks my butt daily.
My karma though is she mean quick too. Within 3 days. Quick.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask this. We're in the dreaded parking lot. Everybody's circling the parking lot, waiting for that parking space, whatever. And then someone comes up and does a fried green tomatoes. Did you see that movie, Fried Green Tomatoes, with Kathy Bates? Or the woman, those young.
Still the spot when someone gets choked out. Yeah.
Okay.
I know.
So, I mean, do you just, I'm not saying that you go to the extreme that she did, where she just rammed their car and said she had more insurance and all the other stuff. I mean, that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
But do you just, you've been waiting and you have you see somebody's coming out, you turn on your signal, everyone knows that you're waiting for that spot, and somebody zooms in and they take it. Do you just, mutter under your breath and keep going, or do you get out and do you say something? I mean, what do you do?
I mutter
under my breath for them to hear, like, that was a douche move.
Yeah. And in my head,
I ran their car 50 times.
Yeah. 50 times.
So should there be, because I have seen fights break out in parking lots over things like this. So, again, why do people just do that?
Yeah.
Why would people just steal a parking space knowing that you're sitting there waiting for that spot?
I don't know. You'd have to ask people that do that. You say, hey man, like, why'd you do that?
What was your end game?
Yeah, what was your end game?
I don't know. Just a sense of entitlement, the sense of entitlement that is out there, the sense of.
Oh yeah, there's people out there that think they're entitled, and it's just like.
Those ones make me laugh the most.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they'll get what they got coming. I just hope I'm close enough to be able to do my I told you so dance for them to see it.
And if I'm not there, maybe someone else is there doing the I told you so dance as they're going merrily along.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
skipping along, tossing flowers
They'll get what they
as they
got
go off
coming.
that cliff.
They'll get what they got coming for sure.
I don't know. I just think that some people, it's like you look at
Oh, some people need behavior modification.
Because karma first,
perfect,
You know,
perfect behavior
Can we do that by
modification.
shot?
That
Can
is
we do that via
perfect.
shot therapy?
oh, shock therapy. Yeah, some of them, but
Feels like shock therapy needs to be done, but instead I'll just keep being me and hope that they catch on. Like I'm loud about it. Check it out. Here I am still doing what I do for you, no matter how shitty you're gonna be to me later. I'm still doing this for you because that's who I am.
yeah.
The fact that we gotta point out when we're acting right is kind of fucking stupid. But I guess and hey, this is how you're supposed to treat people. Like,
Yeah, this
hey,
is
I'm gonna do this no
supposed
matter
to be
what. I'm gonna
commonplace.
make the right decision.
You know,
So okay,
and if
so
we continue,
okay,
I always go with think if I continue to behave in the way I behave, maybe those around me will start raising their standards.
We have
okay,
to
all
because
right.
we've
Because
got to
once you
set the
lower your standards,
Okay. But
the
crazy
example,
lady,
and we
I am sorry. I cannot raise my standards with the guy in the desert. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
but I've been
I just can't. But this is
so
this is
funny
this
story.
is my last one. What about the elevator? Okay, you are waiting for the elevator, or you are about to get off. Like, let's say you're coming down. The elevator's really crowded. You get to the first floor, everybody's about to get off, and you have that one person is in the back that's pushing and shoving to get off, whatever. Do you tell those people to wait? Do you elbow them, kind of like, can you wait or whatever? Do you just let them barge through? What do
you step on the shoelaces.
I mean, what do you do? And at the same time, what about if the people who are they are waiting and they're not?
Or
You
you
know
go,
how
only
some
my priest
people,
can touch me there.
right? But you have some people who will not wait until you get off the elevator before they're trying to get on.
Right.
So
Maybe
again,
you
what
just
do
have
you
to
do? Do you call those
like
people out,
like you're
or what do
confronting a
you
bear
do?
in
Do
the
you
woods.
do
Not
you
just
just
pop
let
up and
them
get
do it,
big.
or
Yeah.
Be the boss of the elevator.
what do
That's
you? I mean,
Yeah.
hey, Chuck,
you gotta take
welcome. So, what do you do? I mean, do you just let those people just go and not say anything? Because see,
You just puff, like Terry said, you just puff up, take up more. You become the
It's like
boss of the
you're
elevator.
confronting a bear in the woods, man. You
see,
gotta get puff up and get big and be the boss of the elevator.
I'm the person who I just think that some people, depending upon the situation, but if it's an elevator thing, I'm calling people out because
Yes.
I mean,
Yes,
because
because maybe nobody's told them that's the wrong behavior before.
but
That's the way we have to look at shit these days. When you think that it would be common sense, don't
Is not,
get
yeah, it's not so calm.
yeah, they don't have a problem. Nobody problem solves anything anymore. They ask Google if they got a problem. She tells them what to do, and that's that. They don't
well,
have to problem solve anything or bounce any, and so they only know one way to fix something.
well,
So unless you got some
one
friends you can bounce
thing
stuff
that
off of
I
when somebody
do
calls,
know is that you just don't bogart through people when it's a crowd of people and everybody's going the
Yeah,
same
no.
way and everyone's
right?
trying to get off. You just don't try
Yeah.
to get on, or you're in the back of
Yeah.
the elevator. You are. I mean, how long does it take to get off
Any
the
closer, dude?
elevator?
That's the
Any
biggest
closer,
thing.
and I'm copping free
That's like
fills.
people pulling out in front of you on the highway out here, and you're doing 50 miles an hour. They know you're doing 50, and they know that there's nobody behind you. It's like, what are you risking both of our lives because you can't wait 30 seconds? Good to know. I'll recognize your car and I'll slow down next time so that you got plenty of time to go.
Yeah.
Like, is it worth it? Probably not. You're probably just going to the doctor to get some crappy diagnosis.
I don't know, y'all. I don't know.
You have to say something though. You have to say
Yeah.
something, and you have to say something in a way that's just off enough that people actually catch it. Just like puff up like you just met a bear in the woods, act like you're bigger and become the boss of the elevator.
Yeah.
Like straight tell them, hey, hang on a minute, man. There's people in front of you. It only takes a second to do it. Maybe nobody's just told them. Maybe nobody's actually out loud told them that.
Well, crazy lady,
We have
do you
to
have
keep
any
pushing.
final words of wisdom?
Don't change because people suck.
Yeah.
People suck.
People suck. Don't
It's hard.
change.
Don't change you.
But be
But
civilized.
say that. You aren't judging people. You're just making them accountable for their actions. And if you're there, it's your business. Like, if I'm here, it's my business too. So you need to act right. That's that. Say something every time.
Okay.
Don't stick up for yourself because no one's going to stick up for you.
Yeah, what are they gonna
This
do?
is true. This is very, very true. Well,
Yeah, when other
crazy
people's
lady.
opinion of you is none of your business. Other people's opinion of you is none of your business. Who
Yep.
cares what they think after you're done? As long as they know while you're there, they got to be right. They got to act right.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, crazy lady, as always, thank you for coming up on the panel. And crazy lady's friend, thank you.
Terry.
Thank you.
Thank you,
No
thank you, thank
crazy.
you.
She's a good girl.
But again, crazy lady, I'm just saying. So if you see me passing by somebody in the desert, you are gonna know why. And like I said, y'all better than me. Y'all
My
better
mouth
than
is
me.
dry. I got to pee.
So so on that note,
Just kidding.
I'm gonna leave y'all with Aretha Franklin and Think. Think about what you try to do to me. So here we go. You better think about what you're trying to do to me. Think, let your mind go, let yourself be free. Let's go way back when. I didn't even know you couldn't have been too much more than 10. I ain't no psychiatrist, I ain't no doctor with degrees, but it don't take too much time to see what you're doing to me. You better think about what you're trying to do to me, yeah. Think, let your mind go, let yourself be free. Oh, freedom, 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 oh, freedom. People walk around every day playing games and taking scores, trying to make other people lose their mind. Well, be careful you don't lose yours. Oh, think about what you're trying to do to me. Woo-hoo. Let your mind go, let yourself be free. You need me, and I need you. Without each other, ain't nothing even can do. Oh, think about it, baby. What you trying to do to me? Come on, baby. Think about it right now. Yeah, right now. Oh, right now. Hey, right now. Think about it, baby, baby. Oh, to the young baby. Okay, everyone. Thank you very much. I will see you tomorrow and enjoy your day or evening wherever you are. Bye.